One of the hardest questions to answer is what's next or what you're gonna do. Was school worth it? All that stuff that comes after you graduate. And for me, one thing that I've sort of understood through my years is the journey is personal. And I think the thing to do after school is to figure out where are you trying to go and how will you use the information that you got to get you there. And you also learn that that information was good. It's not what the world does. People don't necessarily follow the rules of the book. The way the world works is quite different. And I've been thinking like a lot of times, like for me, I'm at a point in my life where the journey is about understanding my voice and what I'm trying to say. And I think that a lot of times being an artist, being somebody who creates, you're sort of seen as a rebel because you're constantly fighting to say what you want to say, and the world has a way of saying, no, we don't want you to say that. We need you to say this. This is what works. This is what is expected. This is what we want. And somehow we all conform to that. And I think that doesn't work. The great businesses, the great artists, the great everything are people who are disruptors. And I don't even think if that's a good way of terming people, like disruptor. You're not disruptive. You're just being yourself, and you're expressing, and you're bringing something new to the table. And I think that all these big words just scare people, and they put us in these boxes, which is very difficult. Because if you're trying to tell a story and it's a disruptive story, it's not disruptive. It's an opinion. It's a viewpoint. It's how I want to see the world. And I feel like in the past few years, we've sort of been pushed to conform to algorithms. And the more that I think about these algorithms is they're not that creative. They are limited. They're limited by data. And as an artist, as a human being, I don't want to be limited by your data. I don't want to be limited by a system, because this system pushes us to conform to what it wants, right? So we all try to come up with ways of coercing the algorithm, of coercing the system into pushing us to the top. But in doing that, we are limited to the algorithm's limits. So we are limited to what Instagram, what Facebook, YouTube, all these people want us to do. And as humans, that's not us. That's never been us. Like, think about the people in the 60s who were like, damn, we want to go to the moon. And they did it. And now people have improved that. But if we are limited by an algorithm saying, well, your success is determined by this, then it's like, what am I doing? And for me, I feel like when people ask me what's next, the truth is to find my voice, man. Like, I don't want to be a journey filmmaker. I don't want to be a journeyman. I get it. I need to do it to pay my bills and stuff like that. But like, I feel like there's a better way. There's a better way that life can be, whereby when we all don't just conform to the systems that are designed, I guess, to keep things in check. But these are systems that are just designed to keep certain people comfortable in terms of their investments. Because if you can predict, and I think the one thing that makes humans animals and animals is the unpredictability of a human being. And the moment that people can predict you, then they can set up systems, right? And then they can set you up. And I'm like, I don't want to be a rebel. Like, I'm not a rebel, but I want to be myself and express myself and tell stories. Like, I want to tell stories of how I see the world. And I think I miss that. I miss those times where art was art. And I get it, business is business, but let's stand on business by being ourselves, but let's also stand on business by having an understanding that we shouldn't be limited by technology, because while technologies are limitless, us as artists, we're slowly becoming limited.